Thicosaurus Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Thicosaurus Podcast. Today we have our host Anna,
Michelle,
Molly,
And Melissa.
and today on episode 76, I just wanted to kind of see what we can do. Copy Molly and maybe do like a Emma the Asshole. This is a 4.0.
4.0.
Am I the Asshole 4.0? So let's see. And hopefully I don't struggle with the misspelling errors.
that's not your fault.
The
that's,
grammar.
That's the OPs.
Okay. So we're just going to start off and read the story. So, am I the asshole? I am drowning in personal debt and my wife doesn't know. We've been married for 8 years. Shortly after marriage, we separated for a brief period of time, and I did something stupid. I was so upset by our separation and what caused it that I spent money I didn't have gambling online through the night. I guess I was thinking that I could win big, and then if worse come to worse, I'd have a big chunk of money that I could use to start over. We reconciled, and I have moved on with our lives, only out of shame and I guess fear. I didn't mention that I'd done what I did and instead covered it up with a small loan of around £2,000 that I paid back using my overdraft. This is probably when I should have said something. Instead, I took out another loan to pay off that loan and overdraft, and I've continued to do that over the years, and now I'm roughly £60,000 in debt across my overdraft, loans, and credit cards. Unfortunately, when things get out of control, the noose tightens around your credit score, and I'm nearing the end of that line where I can borrow anymore. We have a mortgage and 3 children, and between the two of us, through my wife's efforts, we have a decent amount of savings, and we both make reasonable money. I'm on around 70,000 so 70,000 pounds, and she runs her own business that does well. We could probably afford to sort this out in some way, but it would significantly impact to our or her long-term plans for the house, kids, and etc. I am so deeply ashamed and afraid of losing everything that even thinking of telling her terrifies me. I know a lot of people are just going to say, "Tell her, you idiot." I guess part of me is hoping that some rich, generous soul will see this and bail me out somehow. I don't know. My mind starts to go to dark places at the end of the month, of every month, when I have to look at my bank accounts and find that £1,300 or so I need to help keep myself from drowning. I can't contain my feelings anymore for it, and I think I'm running out of options for managing it. I'm a failure, and I don't deserve the life that my wife and I have built together, nor my successful career. And that's it. The end of his post. And
What's the question? Am I the asshole for keeping that?
oh, this is not M&S. This is off my chest.
oh,
What the hell?
that's still am I the asshole?
That's
Yeah, you a dumb asshole is what it is. Why would you hide something like that? Because it's like, yeah, you right. You don't deserve the life you two built together.
I think that's very immature thinking that some anonymous
So he
billionaire is
says
gonna pay.
he's 60,000 pounds in debt.
I don't know. It just, the numbers keeps on looking crazy. But yes, and that includes overdraft of loans and credit cards.
So 60,000 pounds is $78,000.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a fucking tuition.
She says, he says that it's about 60,000 in debt right now. That's messed up too, because she has her own business.
That's something you should have told her when you guys were reconciling.
Like, look, I did something stupid while we were apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you in the wrong, dude, because that's...
Because I think 2,000... Because originally before he reconciled, I think he said it was 2,000 pounds
Yes.
in debt, which that's only $2,000.
But I think he made it worse when he took out another
Loan
loan.
after
Yeah.
loan
Loan
after
after
loan.
loan.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's why I'm like, so at the beginning, $2,000 wasn't bad. I'm pretty sure she would have reconciled
Worked
with you,
together. Yeah.
but now it's
He just
fucking
done
Didn't
his
he
own
say
way.
that he works or that he
$8,000.
does well too?
Probably before the loans.
We have a decent amount of savings, and we both make reasonable money.
Okay, then why aren't you making payments
I think
instead
it's
of
just very immature. It's just like the thinking, the
hoping that
whole-
some miracle?
somebody's gonna anonymously pay.
No.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said,
Yeah, I know.
I don't
but-
know why, but I just think like maybe somebody anonymously is gonna pay.
He
for
sounds
it.
young.
No, not young. He sounds like
like-
like a spoiled child who didn't
Yeah.
have to do anything.
Yeah, the comments say, tell her nobody's going to help you pay it off and stop trying to cover it up.
Or
Yeah.
like trying to be like a wannabe social media
Mhm.
thing. Kind of. This is what it sounds like.
And then some guys are like, Sir, seriously, the nerve of this guy to even hope someone is going to bail him out.
Mhm.
How many people are drowning in medical debt, struggling to pay for needed care? Like, take some responsibility, my guy. No one did this to you.
You
And there
did.
are so much, and there are much worthier causes for generous rich folk. You just know that poor wife is eventually going to find out too. I bet 60K, but I don't have. I'd bet 60K. I don't have. He'll never tell her. Oh, just really what he said.
Oh.
I bet the 60K I don't have that he won't tell her.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to take that to his grave and hope that his wife never finds out. But then again, it's like we're women. We will find out. You know?
He reminds me of Anna, because we just watched it last night. He reminds me of Peter Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like trying to live his best life, but then doing it in life in about the wrong ways, basically.
Yeah,
Mm.
because you guys haven't seen it yet, but just though his backstory is sad.
He went through a lot of
He went
stuff.
through a lot.
I
You
think
know,
he actually got SA.
that's what I think so too.
Yeah, that's what they're alluding to.
Yeah. But like it doesn't justify at your big age to do that.
Peter Quinn?
Peter Quinn.
Quinn.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I don't know if you want me to.
It's just
Spoil
a
it
character
for ya.
that without spoiling it, he had a really rough childhood and he basically lived in poverty and he
Is
experienced
this a show? Or
yeah,
is
no,
it...
that we
the
watched.
Blind Manor. The Haunting of the Blind Manor.
Oh, okay.
one of the characters on there.
Yeah. Who plays
His-
a big role in.
His justification
The show.
for how much of a jerk he is.
Oh, okay,
is because of
Yeah.
his upbringing and everything. So
No, I hate people who do that because it's kind of
Yeah.
like. I understand if you were still like a child, teenager, or whatever, and you're blaming whatnot. You have every right to. However, when you become an adult and you're responsible for your own actions and stuff like that, it's all on you. You cannot continue to blame your past because your past isn't you anymore. You're not that child or person anymore. You're somebody else, and it's up to you to fix it.
heal? Yeah.
Yes, to fix it. You know, so don't blame your past because then you're just making excuses. That's stupid.
yeah.
That just reminds me of another story I was reading that kind of follow along with that gaming Reddit category that I was talking about, Smosh. And there was a couple where the husband has this quote unquote hobby in this one game, I think, where you spend money, like real money, for spaceships.
Oh no.
And he
Real money?
Spaceships?
No, it's just the game, like
spend
like the
real
model
money on
Uh-huh.
spaceships
on
for the
spaceships
game.
in the game. And I
Okay.
guess it's not even that good of a game, but that money that people are spending on is what keeps the game kind of going,
Yes.
kind of ish.
Right.
And so he has this hobby of buying like ships on there, and it's like a lot of money just to buy for one.
Right.
These
so-
imaginary ships.
The imaginary ships, and I think she brought that up. It's like, I think they were trying to save money for for things, and I guess he and his dumb self said that he enjoys his hobby, and so I think he ended up buying a very expensive ship,
Oh.
and so that drew the line that he was just he just didn't see why his wife, or I think soon to be wife, fiance, I think,
Was so
Support his
mad.
hobby.
was so mad why she doesn't support him in his hobby. And then she's like, well, first of all, that money was supposed to go to like our wedding and stuff, but yet you're
Obviously, you spend it so you don't want to get
it
married.
on your so-called hobby,
Yeah.
you know, because I think he already promised her that he wasn't going to spend any unnecessary purchases, but yet he did that.
Like, okay, so like playing devil's advocate, because like, you know, Mike really likes playing games too, but I don't have a problem because he uses his own money. And that's the thing is like separate bank accounts too, even if they're saving it together. So if they both mutually agreed that this savings is for the wedding and he took
Yeah, that's
that
what
money,
he did. Yeah, he took that money.
Then that's a
then
no.
he's messed up for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's why I think she ended up calling it off because he
I would too. Good job, girl.
didn't follow through, and he ended up buying that expensive imaginary ship.
That's messed up.
I'm sorry. It's just kind of like, if you have to dip into your savings for a game that doesn't benefit you monetarily or whatever, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
It's like
and
you
I'm
are
just
an
like,
adult.
Oh, I was like, I know some guys. I'm not saying just guys, but I'm pretty sure other people too. But like, so for instance, you guys heard that podcast, Sergio's
Yes.
podcast or whatever. So I'm guessing this is like a thing where they like spending a lot of money on outfits in, like, say for instance, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
They like spending money on outfits
Yes.
for Call of
Yes.
Duty and stuff. And I'm like, the most I've ever spent on Call of Duty was like $20 because I was trying to get an outfit, but it's all random.
Yeah.
So you spend $20 on getting like a certain amount of coins, and then those coins will
Roulette.
do like a roulette to get like a certain character. But it's not 100% that you're gonna get
What you want.
It's
what
always
you
random.
want. And so each time you do the roulette, the amount of money goes up. So let's say your first roulette will be 50 coins. Second roulette will be 150 coins. Third roulette would be like
Oh, hell.
400. So the more and more it goes up, the more and more you have to spend money
Yeah.
to get it. And I'm just like, I did not think that was a thing for people just to collect. You know, because that's what they, quote unquote, they like. You know, so I'm guessing this is kind of like the
Maybe he's
dude.
collecting
Kind of like
it.
the dude,
It's
but
just collecting
he's
it.
just collecting it, and then they don't really like fly the ship. It's just there.
Yeah,
in their
it's just
garage.
there.
It's just there.
Kinda
And
like
people
with the
can
outfits,
see.
it's just there.
People can see what you have in like in your storage and everything.
Okay.
But I think Michelle's, if I'm understanding
yeah.
her, she's saying that like it's totally fine, but
Yeah.
then you dipped into your savings.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
what I
that's
was gonna
that's
agree to you
wrong.
that like
Yeah.
you know, if you're
Yeah.
dipping into your savings or if you are
Using money that's not
It's
yours.
it's mutually used by someone else
Yeah.
too, for a common goal, and you're not using it for that intended purpose.
You know, it's like, I'm all for it, you know, because everybody has their thing. You know, if financially you can support your hobby or whatever, then go ahead, do you. But like I said, if you find yourself having to dip into your savings or dip into an account that you and somebody share, yeah, you know, it's just kind of like you got issues, you got
He
problems.
actually has sounds like he has a gambling addiction then, because the way his in the beginning of the story, or I was talking about back to this thing
Your
here.
original.
your
Yeah,
original
the
story.
original one. His mindset about like, oh, I'll just gamble on this amount of money, and when I'm done, I'll just get an extra amount anyway after. It's like, no, you have a gambling addiction.
I don't know if it's gambling. I think it's more of you have no responsibility. You have no guilt. Like
Oh.
your parents that raised you probably like coddled you a little bit or something. Because
I don't
why
know.
do you think that that's okay?
Yeah, why do you think getting more loans to pay off your old loans is going to work?
Yeah.
Like it's as if he's trying to make it disappear with more money or more loans, and it's kind of like, no, you idiot, it's just piling on top of each other.
I mean, I've thought about that. Like, so for me, for like my credit card debt, I'm like,
You wanna
maybe it'd be
consolidate?
easier to just get a loan and then pay off my credit card debt with the loan and then just pay the loan. You know,
Okay,
because it would be, you know, I guess what's it called? The interest would be better
Yeah.
that way.
lower. Uh-huh.
Lower. You know, so I've thought about that before, you know, too.
Yeah,
but
that's fine. That's being
Yeah.
smart about it. But
Yeah,
his,
but him, yeah, I'm
Constantly
just piling and
loan
piling
after
and
loan.
loans
and I'm like,
loans.
damn,
Yeah.
dude.
it's like it's almost as if he's not even trying to pay it off.
No.
He's just trying to make it go away by
Yeah.
putting something on top.
So that just means that his relationship with money is
Isn't-
really unhealthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Anyway, you guys ready for the next one?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I
Okay,
guess.
this one is really am I the asshole?
Okay.
The other one was just that guy just got to get off his chest.
Stupid.
Hashtag get off my chest. All right. The next one is am I the asshole for making a joke? I, 17 male, had a pretty close friend, 15 male, and he started dating a boy, 14 male, not that long ago. I really didn't care about their relationship, but my friend, who we will call A, talked a lot about this boyfriend. One day, A posted about his boyfriend on his Instagram stories. It was pretty corny stuff that said how much A loved him and how he was really dear to him, blah, blah, blah. Well, I decided to jokingly say that A obviously didn't love his boyfriend or had feelings for him. I sent him a message about how the song he chose for his story was horrible and that he was extremely corny, and I genuinely couldn't stop laughing at his stories. He sort of warned me that he was going to block me if I continued saying things like that, and that I was in no place to criticize their relationship, and how A felt about his boyfriend roughly and rashly like that. I felt like I was a bit too harsh, but I told him how happy I was that I was a race. I don't know what that word is. And that you can never catch me.
What is it?
ROAS?
ROAS? It
ARO.
must be a word term that's not in my dictionary.
Aroused?
No, not aroused.
How do you spell it?
AROACE.
Aromatic asexual, a term used to describe people who experience little to no romantic or sexual attraction.
Oh.
And that you could never catch me writing stuff like that about nobody. Then I said his imaginary boyfriend couldn't even stand anyone but himself. A got really upset and blocked me everywhere. But before he sent me a message saying that he didn't like it when I was so harsh on him and to never message him again. His boyfriend called me an asshole, and I'm starting to think he might be right. He may be right. But I really can't understand why I was blocked, as people have said worse things to A, and I can't understand why he would stand other people saying awful things about A, but I can't jokingly say something about his boyfriend. I feel like I was a bit harsh, but he shouldn't have blocked me either. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's your friend. He probably considered you like
A really
a
close
really
friend.
close friend.
And-
And here you are making fun of their relationship. So, of course,
And then using, oh, I'm asexual, so it doesn't bother me, as like a, what's the word? To justify your actions.
it's like, it ain't about you. You know?
Honestly, it kind of sounded like he was kind of a bit jealous of all the posts that his friend was posting.
Mr. Asexual, but yet all
Yeah.
that posting bothers
Made
you.
him
It's like,
cringy, and the fact that he directly messaged him all about all that. Yeah, it sounds like he was a bit jealous.
The comments, one of them was like, you were looking for a reaction and you got one.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not the one you were looking for is why you're backtracking all of a sudden.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're the asshole, dude. I'm sorry.
And yeah, so people are saying,
Because he did it multiple times, didn't
yeah,
he?
and he didn't. He could have stopped and just said, "Oh, you're corny," and that's it. But he kept going on and on and on.
Mhm. Or just had not even said anything.
Somebody said, "You are a 100% asshole and also not a friend.
Yeah.
Also, you have a sick sense of humor. What kind of person think it's fun to make someone else uncomfortable? Are you 17 or 7? Grow up. You deserve to get blocked."
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say, listeners, if you guys are hearing people scream, the pool
Is right
behind
out
us,
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if you hear people screaming or whatever, it's people swimming. Okay.
It's the depths of hell that you're hearing.
But that's what you're hearing. Okay. Just in case. Because I realized they've gotten pretty loud this episode. So
So that one was pretty messed up. And they're young, though, that's why.
But still, it's like, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's see if
no,
I
I'm
can
sorry.
find another one.
Like, I would get it if, like, it wasn't, like, this was, like, the very first time and that person kind of blew up and blocked you. And you were asking, you know, for clarity if you generally were the asshole. But, like, since you've done it multiple times and he's told you multiple times.
Yeah,
think
talk about poking
That's
the
why people
Yeah.
are like, he
Yeah.
actually did. His friend did say stop, but he kept going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ready for the next one? I
Yep.
found one.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Am I the asshole for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral? I'll admit I'm biased right off the bat. I couldn't stand her. I call her, quote unquote, his ex to myself and others. He called her his friend. We're all in our early 40s. She died recently, aneurysm. I've been with him for 10 years now, but he'd known her for 20 plus years. The way he tells it, they were friends in college, decided to date, got married, then realized they weren't a great couple and decided to just be friends. All that happened years before I met him. He was clear early on that she was important, quote unquote important. A couple months into dating, it came up that his friend was actually his ex-wife. He explained the above to me, saying she was one of his closest friends and that it was purely platonic. I expressed some discomfort at him being so close to an ex, and he told me that's fine. If you have a serious issue with it, let me know now and save us some time. I'll choose her. I like you and all, but I've known her for over 12 years, and she's one of the most important people in my life. You'll have to be okay with that if you want us to be a thing. When we were engaged, I asked again. He gave me this perplexed look and asked, why would us getting married affect my friendships? I sucked it up and went along. I resented every moment of knowing her, especially when we had to be social. She understood some part of him. I couldn't. Her husband was friends with mine as well, so it's not like I could use him as an angle. He'd have lunch with the ex. They'd go to their geeky movies and whatever. The few times I brought it up, he said, we had this conversation before you had your chance to back out. She died after they had lunch the other day on the way to her car. He spent a bunch of time crying, but honestly, I was relieved. He was working with her husband on funeral planning. I told him, you don't think you're going, do you? My argument summed up, she's dead, so she's not a factor anymore. He doesn't get to use his she's my friend excuse since she doesn't exist anymore. He had cried for a couple days. He gets to be done with mourning her already. There's no need for him to go to her funeral since I wouldn't want her at his. He was the angriest I've ever seen him when I told him that, all above I just read, replying that he'll be going no matter how I feel and that he's willing to burn this to the fucking ground. While holding up his wedding band, besides you, she was the closest friend in my life. Him, her husband, and my sisters are calling me an insensitive asshole over this, all saying that there was no romantic aspect to their relationship and that I'm heartless. Her husband went so far as calling me a ghoul for how I've reacted. I never felt this relationship was appropriate, and I hid that for years because I wanted to be with my husband. Now that she's gone, I don't feel like I should have to hide it anymore and can speak freely. Am I the asshole for just wanting him to be done with her and for him to not attend the funeral?
She sounds crazy, but I can see from her view.
I'm sorry, asshole.
Yeah.
More like
But-
bitch. Sorry, if you're bleeping cuss words out, yeah, you better bleep, because that is ridiculous. Or that's my opinion. I don't know about y'all's, but the reason why I side with her husband is because he had this friend before he met her.
And he wasn't like other guys where they're like, it's just a friend, you don't have to worry about shit. He actually said, this is a very close friend of mine, and if this bothers you, we don't need to be
Yeah,
together.
it's like back out.
I
He already said that.
He,
He was
said
so
that to her
direct.
like twice, isn't it?
Yes.
Three
So
times.
it's kind of like, girl, Read the signs. It's clear as day. It's not even a
He
symbol.
didn't. Yeah, he didn't hide anything from you.
No.
He didn't hide anything from you. He told you every single time that they went out to eat lunch or watch their geeky movies
And
or
it's not
whatever.
like they like snuck around either.
Yeah.
She got some issues.
Yes. In my yes. In my not perfect. Preferred opinion, and the fact that I'm married and stuff like that too. Yeah, she's the asshole because he already had this friendship way before her, and he let it known to her that if this bothers you, you can leave now. Because, I mean, he even said that if it comes down to it, to choose between them two,
I'm
that
gonna
she's,
leave your ass.
yeah, I'm gonna choose her. So it's just kind of
her
like,
fault that she thought that she could change him. You know, but
and the fact that you're relieved after she died, it's kind of like, wow, what
That's
kind of
cold.
Yeah,
You're
it's like, what kind of person
dark.
are
So
you?
cold.
Very
Cold-hearted.
dark. Yeah. Liz, you look like you're trying to hold it all in.
Cause I'm like, okay, well, playing devil's advocate, okay, because she does have the right to think about it and then change her mind.
Yes.
That's perfectly fine.
Yes.
If we've had this talk multiple times, if it was me, if I was her, I think I still have the right to be like, you know what? No, I'm not fine with it,
Yeah.
and then leave.
Yes.
yeah, but she
Yes.
didn't.
But
do
she
that.
did not leave.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but playing devil's advocate, yes, she has the right to do that.
Feel that way.
To feel that way.
Yes.
Of course.
But no, I agree with you.
The fact that she thought that she
I
could
agree with you.
do what she could do.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
like-
sure.
Cause okay, so for me, I think cause I'm looking at it from cause my ex, this is what he tried to pull with me too, is that oh, me and you, we're still very close. You mean a lot to me, and I still want to be friends with you. And then with me, I was always like, okay, but what about the next girlfriend you are gonna have? That makes no sense that you're gonna be friends with me and not any of your other past girlfriends, so why am I so special, and he's just like, well, because you mean a lot to me, but I want to be friends with you and also have a girlfriend too. And so
You want to have his cake and eat it too.
yeah. And so in my head I was like, you know what, no, I don't like that fact. I don't like, not because I don't like that she's being with you, I don't like the fact that your new girlfriend coming in is going to come into this
Weird dynamic.
Yeah, and it's always going to be a constant fight between us three for whatever fucking reason it's going to be. And so that's when I chose to you know what, no, this is done.
So you're saying
It's not that great.
it's kind of also on the friend where she didn't.
A little bit too, because it could just be maybe there should be a little bit of boundaries, a little bit here and there. Because I don't know how frequently they met together.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning too, on the wife's side, he just said that she was a friend, and then she later found out it was an actual ex-wife.
Yes.
However long they were together.
However, he did again tell her,
Yes.
if you ain't okay with it, there's the door.
Leave.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll pick her over you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It ultimately comes down to you, princess, and you were the asshole.
Yeah, you
Especially
decided to stay, thinking
Yeah.
that one day he will change his mind. When
Yeah.
Choose
clearly,
you. Yeah.
And then even saying that shit after she's fucking dead.
That's messed
She's
up.
gonna come fucking haunt you. If it was me, I'll come fucking haunt you.
yeah, it's that is such a sad way to go. Because you're perfectly healthy or whatever, and the next thing you know, you fall over dead because you had an aneurysm, and then you have this hoe over here saying, "God, finally,
Yeah.
Finally, he could stop sticking
Get over
around
it.
her.
Yeah.
Get over it. She's
Yeah.
not here anymore.
get over it.
bitch.
You've cried for a week already. Wow."
But I feel like they must have had really good boundaries for the husband to be fine with it.
Right, yeah. So that's why I'm
it's all
saying
on-
that
it's in her head.
altogether, yeah, if they came, because again, for me, my ex-boyfriend, I made the decision to cut it off and be like, nah,
Yes,
it's not
yes.
fair to her, so I'm gonna cut it off.
yeah.
But then I'm pretty sure they came with an agreement
Agreement,
that and then this bitch over here just being fucking stupid.
I don't
evil,
know.
more
The
like.
My
comments
man's
say-
doing this. My man's over there.
Yeah.
My
She
man's not
sounds
with
really
me.
insecure because
Yeah.
they're 40 already.
Yeah.
So you're not little. You're not like 21, 22, freshly married.
Yeah.
You know, where your frontal lobe hasn't developed yet and you're not mature. You're 40 ass fucking years old. You can't play around. So it's understandable why why your husband would be able to put his foot down and say,
Yeah.
like, this is what I want. This is my friend.
Yes.
You know? So it
It's
can't get
purely
direct.
platonic. Da, da, da,
So
da, da.
she
Yeah,
is definitely
and-
projecting.
And honestly, it could be like that where it's purely platonic. You know, like there is love, but it's not romantic love.
Can
you
only
know.
say there's different types of love
Yeah.
out there.
You know, and that's honestly it's true.
Yeah.
You know, but it just comes down to her being very insecure and being a fucking bitch.
So the comments go, you're the asshole. When he divorces you, he probably won't have to explain his friendship with you to the next woman because seriously, who would want to stay friends with a woman who has treated you like this? And then some people are like, the original post is the asshole. I can't believe what I just read. Seriously, I keep shaking my head while reading this thinking it couldn't get any worse, but OP still
real.
managed to dig deeper. How can you be so stone cold? She basically said, yeah, hubby had time to cry for a few days. That's enough. He should move on and forget about her already and still ask whether you really are the asshole. Yes. OP, you are the asshole. Big time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you've cried for a few days now focus on me.
Yeah, and it's not like because usually some people will have evidence of like, oh no, like they'll sneak out or they'll.
Yeah, she didn't say anything
Yeah, she didn't
about
say anything
catching
about
them
that.
or anything like that.
Yeah, and her husband was fine with it too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I'm like, girl, it's you.
They said that this is the best comment here so far. I said, I've been thinking about this a lot, and based on the original poster's behavior, I'm so sad that the guy lost the only good friend in his life. The original poster isn't one.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
That is super sad because
Uh-huh.
that pretty much shows that she's definitely not a girl's girl
No.
or anything, or not even your husband's best friend because you.
Because I was waiting for her to be like, my husband had said this was the love of his life at one point. You know, which I would understand because now you're kind of like, oh, okay, so I'm just now like the rebound or like the second girl or whatever. But she's never said that about her husband. Her husband's never said that about
No.
her.
No.
So sad.
So
A lot of people were like, I was gobsmacked when OP said relieved, absolutely heartless and downright cruel. And it says,
I gasped.
if it bothered her so much, she should have not married him. He was
Yeah.
upfront about it if she had any class. She could have just not said anything, gave her condolences, and be done with it. But she had to show off her ghoul face to everyone in the morning. What kind of monster is relieved that her husband's friend died? Way to show your true colors, somewhere in the middle of snot green and pure black. Or original poster should get some therapy and go look for a heart with Dorothy.
I liked how the friend's husband called her a ghoul. I was like, that is such a weird.
He
weird
basically
thing.
called her the ugliest thing.
I was waiting for like a bitch, but a ghoul. I'm like, what?
That's really creative.
Remember, they're in
one,
their
yeah.
early 40s.
It's like, wow, he called her ugly in the ugliest way.
I mean, like, if, like, to me, like, let's say if I was her, the original poster, I would not have said that out loud to him.
I mean,
like,
that's-
oh, I'm
you keep it
relieved,
to
get over it.
yourself,
Yeah, you kind of
yeah.
keep it to yourself, but realize, like,
She let her intrusive
no, this
thoughts in.
person was a big deal for my husband, so I'm just going to suck it up and, like, just help him.
Be like,
But-
celebrate inside your mind, okay? You know?
But even if I wouldn't want to be with somebody like that who can't tell me, you know, like if you changed your mind, tell me you changed your mind, so that way we can fucking end this and
Yeah.
Yeah.
go.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
I
don't
know.
string me along or
Yeah.
sit there and hope that I'm going to change when I clearly told you multiple times that.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that I would choose her over you, I would have been like, okay, bye. Then.
Yeah, right?
You know? It's like, holy shit.
Like damn.
I don't know. He was as clear as day. There was no. It wasn't as clear as mud. It was actually like, girl, it's crystal, clear.
clear.
You know, so yeah, like that comment said, I'm sad that he lost his only true friend. So, okay. Here's the next one I found. It's family drama. Am I the asshole for telling my aunt's cousin's grandson that he shouldn't call her grandma? So I, 22 female, love genealogy and take family relationships pretty seriously. I often help my uncle and aunt through marriage, babysit their 5 grandkids who range from 5 to 11 years old. I don't mind helping out. They're my family and I love spending time with them. But there's this one thing that drives me absolutely insane. My aunt's cousin's 7-year-old grandson comes over to join the other kids sometimes. For some reason, he insists on calling my aunt grandma. It really bothers me because technically she's not his grandma. She's his first cousin twice removed. I know it sounds a bit nitpicky, but it's important to me that family titles are used correctly. I asked my aunt why he calls her grandma, and she explained that his actual grandma, her cousin, has some personal issues and isn't really in his life, so my aunt is the only grandma figure he's ever known. I get it, but it still annoys me every time I hear her call her grandma because it just feels wrong. Every time he does it, I correct him and tell him that she's everyone else's grandma, not his. But he completely ignored me and keeps doing it. He even stuck his tongue out at me once. It's like he doesn't even care about the proper titles. Today, when his mom came to pick him up, I pulled her aside and told her that he was being rude to me. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I overreacted. I mean, I know I'm technically right, but everyone seems fine with it, and now I'm worried I might have crossed the line. Am I the asshole for insisting on the proper family titles and telling his mom he was being rude? He's only 7. Guys, that's it. That's a...
Yeah, she's the asshole. I understand her terminology
If you're watching YouTube, you can already tell our expressions
That's
to
like,
that.
I understand her terminology thing, but it's...
He's 7!
If it was me, I would think it's sweet.
Yes!
I would think it'd be so sweet that they called that aunt grandma. And I feel like we're missing a lot of like cultural pieces to this. I'm wondering if
she
white.
She just sounds like she's like very OCD and she just
particular
on stuff, but she's just not accepting the fact that
it's not about you.
Yes, it's not about you. Why would you rob a sweet 7-year-old,
innocent
innocent 7-year-old, the right to call his aunt grandma?
And the worst thing is that I remember being 7, so he's gonna remember you being rude like that and saying, she's not your grandma, stop calling her that.
Or the way how she said it, she's everybody else's grandma, not yours.
How old is this girl? Did she say how
She's
old she was?
22.
Oh my god.
Her
at your
frontal
big
lobe
age?
has not developed yet.
Yes, her mind has definitely not developed yet. It's kind of like, why are you trying to
justify
or politically correct this child?
It sounds like you were bullying him.
Yeah.
So mean.
You are a bully.
As I said, I think it would be sweet. I think it's cute if, another little boy, twice removed, whatever. That must be a white thing, I think.
Yeah, it probably is a white thing.
That they are called the aunt grandma. I think that's so sweet. That's so cute.
It is. Especially when his actual grandma is not really in the picture.
Life, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, if it makes him feel better, you go ahead. You know? Mm-hmm. It's like, if it makes you feel loved, go ahead.
Because then it makes me, wonder... I'm kind of going dark on this, but it makes me wonder. So say if maybe she had a friend or whatever, and she was, sexually abused by her dad all the time, and, was, raped by him all the time. And maybe her friend decided to, leave the dad and tell her that, oh, that's not my dad. And then she'd be like, well, technically that's your dad. And then the friend would be like, no, that's my abuser. And then she'd be like, technically he's your dad.
It's like, no, that's your dad.
That's where a fight breaks.
Yeah, so I'm like, so are you gonna say that to somebody like that? That's kind of the same thing a little bit,
Yeah.
And it's like, if family is so important to you, it doesn't matter about the whole twice removed crap or whatever. Anybody that is there in, like, is considered family, is family, end of sentence. Like, that's it.
Nobody cares
Like-
about technicalities.
Yeah, and then for you to be so concerned about family traditions, family titles and stuff, you sure know where to draw the line.
Like, good lord.
Oh, that's so mean.
I would start calling her grandma just to piss her off.
Yeah.
You know,
So
'cause
let's-
that's ridiculous.
Let's see what the comment says. Here's the thing that drives me absolutely insane. My aunt's cousin's 7-year-old grandson comes over to join the other kids. Here's the. Assuming this isn't a troll post, you are the asshole. Obviously, incredible that someone can be so passionate about genealogy and yet not have the slightest understanding of family. Get a life.
Like, who says that's my first cousin? That's
Twice.
My first,
I know.
twice removed.
Well, that's why some people are like, I hope this isn't a troll one, troll post, because I just assume these ones are trolls. It's so blatantly obvious unless there's a neurological thing going, but the post doesn't state that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, that kind of sounds very.
That's kind of like with the girl at the park with the mom leaving the stroller.
yeah, like a little
It's kind of like
stick
that.
with it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was giving me vibes of. But like I said, she doesn't say anything. That what she if she has anything or not.
Somebody says, you're the asshole. How does this concern you at freaking all? How does it hurt you to have a 7-year-old call your aunt grandma? Seriously, why do you care? You sound entitled and bratty. Stop correcting the kid. He isn't calling you grandma. You don't get a say. You are acting really gross and disgusting and entitled. I wouldn't want you around my family if this is your thinking. Ick. Kid isn't being rude. Kid is ignoring the ignorant. Oh, yeah, that's really mean. Oh, there's another one here. You guys ready?
Ready.
All right. So this one is, am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend's brother to deal with his feelings in therapy? My boyfriend's brother is having issues with his girlfriend, which my boyfriend told me. He specifically said his brother had talked to him about it and his best friends about it. The issue I have is that 2 of his best friends are women and 2 are men. And I find it really fucked up that he's talking about his relationship problems with another woman. Even with his male best friends, I don't think it's okay. But either way, I've been trying to teach him, since he is my boyfriend's younger brother. I told him I heard that he was having issues with his girlfriend. He said they disagree are wanting kids, but that they'd be okay and figure it out. I told him it wouldn't be okay. If he's telling his friends about their personal business, he shouldn't expect a relationship to work out. He said she also does the same thing. I said it doesn't matter. If you're having relationship issues, you talk to a therapist, not your friends. Not your female friends especially. He said he can't afford therapy, and there's nothing wrong with using his friends for support. I told him if he can't afford therapy, he has to work it out through journaling. Talking to friends about it is not cool. My boyfriend wasn't happy about this and said I just needed to mind my business and leave his brother alone. But I was just trying to give him advice. Am I the asshole?
Obviously, she doesn't. That person does not have good friends. But,
She obviously doesn't have friends.
or at least good enough friends to tell.
But it's normal to
Support.
like vent to your friends.
Yeah,
It's very normal.
It's normal.
That's why we're saying she must not have friends
good enough friends
for
to
her
like vent,
to know that it's normal.
Well, and then just as a PSA, like there are a lot of community services to where like you can get therapy on a sliding scale. So if you're lucky, it'll be free therapy for you, or it'll be at a very affordable cost. So if someone was in a situation that they needed to seek therapy, there's always a way to get therapy.
right. But I don't see anything wrong with the brother.
No,
Talking
there
with
is nothing
friends.
wrong.
No,
She's
that girl just got problems.
weird.
Well, Liz, what
Hey,
is
Miss
it?
Aquarius.
She's like, I'm over it.
Y'all know me. To the streets. I'm like, I'm done with you. It
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Yeah, that makes no sense at all. That you can't lean on your friends for support.
Again, it's not like I get it if like you're not communicating with, like, say the little brother, if you're not communicating your problems directly with your girlfriend, and you're going to other people and like complaining about your thing, you know, I get it. Okay, I get it when the brother's girlfriend was saying, you know, don't go to your friends, you know, go to a therapist, whatever. I get it. But I don't think that's the case here.
It sounds
Nobody's
they
in
still
danger.
complain.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's literally asking for help from a girl's perspective or, you know, something like that. Something.
Well, the comment said, you're the asshole. Sounds like you are projecting big time.
Yeah.
He's allowed to talk to his friends about his relationship problems. Why wouldn't he? That's what friends are for. I would hate to be your friend.
He'd be like, don't talk to me about that. You need to go talk to a therapist. Can you imagine a friend saying that to you?
I'll be like, oh, hell
I'll be
no.
like, fuck you. I guess I'm not your friend. Somebody said, there's another comment here that says, there's nothing wrong with seeking advice about relationship from friends. Not everybody is comfortable with therapy or even writing it down. Sometimes just talking about these things with someone you trust is enough to put things into perspective. And who are you to think you need to teach him anything? I thought it was a red flag. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Teach him. That's weird. I don't teach Matthew. I say you're an idiot, but like I find that kind of weird.
Or you could have just kept your mouth shut and been like, this is not my problem.
And that's
Or
what her
like, I don't know.
her
you know?
boyfriend did say, mind your business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mind your
not my
business.
Unless you came and asked me for my opinion, then maybe I'll give you something. But I'm not gonna go out there and be like, you need to go to therapy. That's
You
your
shouldn't
problem.
be doing that.
Yeah, that's your problem.
That's like me and my work buddy. But like, if you're asking me for advice, you should know I'm very
Blunt.
blunt. And I'll tell you what I think right then and there. So don't be butthurt if I say something bad.
But I'm not gonna open my mouth for no damn reason.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nah, man. I don't know you like that.
I probably have time for one more.
Yeah, because like that's what my work buddy does. She'll be complaining, and then her husband will be on the phone, and he can hear what I'm saying about him too. And I'm like, I know you can hear me, so obviously, I'm surprised you haven't said anything to her about the way I speak. But
I'm pretty sure.
she gets it
At
later.
home.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
At
I'm pretty
home.
sure you probably get it later. But I'm just like, he can hear me the way I'm saying. He should be doing this. He should also help you doing this. It's like, I know he got a job, but you also have a job too, you know?
Yeah, it's like you both have a job.
You both have you both have to do it.
All right,
That's why y'all are married,
Okay.
kind of thing. But yeah.
I have a short one right here. Okay. Am I the asshole for making a jab at my sister in front of her boyfriend? My sister, 27 female, went to college as a pre-med but backed out of going to medical school. She said she didn't want to deal with the stress and sleep deprivation of it and decided to do pharmacy school instead. I just think she got scared of the commitment and work involved. Now she works as a pharmacist. She brought home her boyfriend who is a doctor to show to our parents. I'm still living at home, so I was eating dinner with them and my parents. He and I talked and I made a jab at her that she was a failed pre-doctor, so she's trying to marry one, and she got really angry. She came over the next day without him and yelled at me for being an asshole and started trying to give me shit for not even graduating college. I feel like she overreacted, and we make jabs at each other all the time, but my parents think I should have kept my mouth shut. Am I the asshole?
You're the
Yeah,
asshole.
you're the asshole.
I was like projecting much when
Is she
I
single?
read, she said she lived at home. Yeah, I was like, ooh. Which
That
is wrong with that,
Makes
but
me think that she was just jealous that her sister had,
projecting much.
yeah, it was just that she has a boyfriend that's a doctor and she brought him over, you know. But I don't know.
Girl,
You live
you're
at home.
single too.
You single, you live at home.
That's all I was like. That's all I saw was that she
and
was
she
jealous.
and she didn't graduate college.
And being a pharmacist, that's a lot of you make a lot of money.
I heard pre-med stuff. That takes
It's
a toll on
stressful.
you.
Yeah, it's stressful. People literally have gray hair
Yeah.
whenever they come out. So
Is what it is.
So this comment is
that's nasty. You're nasty. You
that
nasty.
was mean. She's rotten inside to say that about her own sister.
That's yeah. That's definitely not a girl's girl.
And that's worse because it's
That's
your
very
sister.
yeah. That's very is it pick me?
Yeah.
Because that's what girls do with other girls. You know, they throw other girls under the bus
Oh, here's the thing too. It's kind of
for
like
a man. to a man.
related. I listened to Drew Follows audiobook. I don't know if you know her. She's this
Yes.
TikTok creator that trolls men back, and people always say, "Oh, ooh, you're ugly and fat." And she's like, "Y'all can never come up with creative insults. It's always I'm ugly or fat, and that's it."
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just bringing her up because she says there's something that girls for some reason feel like they need to be like cool by bringing down another girl. And she's like, that's not cool at all. Like, stop trying to be cool for a guy. It makes you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's what she was trying to do. And it's like, now I kind of want to know, like, it was the first time that she brought her boyfriend home, but I was like, did he stand up for her? Or was it, like, awkward because it's their first meeting? He didn't say anything, you know?
I'm pretty sure it was
that
awkward.
That was awkward.
Anyway, so the comments says, "You're the asshole. Sounds like you're a college dropout living with mom and dad. She is a practicing pharmacist with her own address. Your jealousy is pretty transparent, and your snark is not only callous, it's frankly above your pay grade. And no, insulting and trying to humiliate your sister in front of her new boyfriend doesn't fall under the heading of making jabs at each other all the time. It's clearly rude and demeaning in front of a new audience. You know better, and if you don't, it's time for a hard look in the mirror."
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, what? Why are you covering your mouth? Did you like it when
'Cause,
she said
yeah,
that?
it's funny, but at the same time, like that's not really a jab.
No.
honestly,
No.
I was kind of like, damn, girl.
a jab like I could say like for instance like me and Molly would be like, "Hey, stupid,"
yeah.
Yeah.
you know, just something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's not a jab.
That's not a jab.
It was her basically saying that she's dissatisfied with her life and projecting it onto her sister that's doing well.
Yeah.
And try to drag her down as well.
Yeah, and I was like, that's so mean.
I mean, honestly, she should have known when to pick, choose what to say, but she just chose to
Yeah.
She's
bring her
actually
down
very-
with her.
Her sister was actually very classy to wait till the next day because
Yeah.
she was like, bitch.
Because like
I wouldn't even like yelled at her. I would just like, honestly.
Pulled her hair.
Yeah, but like, why the hell did you say that yesterday? You know, I won't say that if you brought a boyfriend home and you and said that, oh, she dropped out of college. Did you know that kind of thing?
Yeah. And because she couldn't get into med school, that's why she's dating a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's almost
no.
like she was trying to be cutesy, and it's kind of
That's
like
what I'm saying. It sounds
She's a
like
pick-
she.
it's a
She
pick-
chose the
Yeah.
wrong thing to
Yeah.
say.
And I'm
Definitely
just
a
kinda like,
definition of a
ick.
pick me. But like her Drew's book that I keep referencing is because she's like, yeah, if you really think about it, the girls that are not a girl's girl or they are a pick me, they keep trying to be cool in front of other guys. Like you're not gonna earn something from trying to be cool in front of a guy.
guys don't care.
No, first of all,
Again, guys fuck animals. Okay? They will literally fuck anything. Okay?
even a corpse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
even
so
a
it's like,
corpse. Why are you trying to impress that?
yeah, why do you need their approval?
Some of the comments go, "You're the asshole. Your sister didn't fail at anything. She successfully graduated college, and then she changed tracks to pursue a postgraduate path that she felt better suited to her goals and mental health. She didn't fail at that either. And now she's a successful pharmacist, which is a stellar job with tons of flexibility and great job security. That's a list of successes punctuated by some admirable self-awareness and resilience. She avoided the crushing debt of med school by identifying it wasn't for her in advance, and she pivoted to another great career in the medical field. The only conceivable failure at the table is the dropout still living with their parents as an adult. But that's not your sister, is it?" Inconceivable.
Yes,
I
inconceivable.
think
Yeah.
that's really mean.
I'm just like, why would you let your true colors show like that so early?
So early on. Like they're just dating, you know?
yeah, you
They're
know?
not even engaged.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Like, why?
wow.
Why?
Yep.
That's like I was telling Rod. I was like, later on, when you get to know my sisters, they're kind of brutal sometimes. So just letting you know ahead of time. Because like even with me, with Rod, he's just like, I kind of know how your sisters are now. just based off like seeing them. But he's
Yeah.
like, I just don't know your brothers yet because they kind of keep to themselves.
Yeah, they mask it pretty well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They hold it to themselves.
Yeah.
Did you tell them they're basically the same thing?
Yeah, because I was telling, because he was telling me, he's like, I kind of get some of your brothers confused of who is who,
They all look alike.
because he's like, I can tell that they want to start a conversation, but they don't know what to talk about,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. They're socially awkward.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, that's them. He's like,
You can
"But-"
thank our dad for that.
yeah, and I was like, yeah, they're kind of hard to distinguish. He's like, yeah, but I got your sisters down, so don't worry about that. It's just your brothers. And I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a while for you.
You
at
were like,
least your
that's the
brothers."
Yu-Gi-Oh one. That's the
Yeah.
one that likes wrestling. That's the one that's loves.
I think the
gaming.
one is he got the older one distinguished. I think it's the other two, the younger two,
Oh,
because
yeah.
he doesn't see Mitchell that often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is like also culture wise too, because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
always like, just the thing. If you want to ever get to know our brothers, they're very like, you need to come talk to me first, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm shy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's because they're shy or
I
if
think
it's like
it is
a,
too, though. Sometimes
I think
yeah.
also it's also like, if you want to be part of this family, you
You
need to
gotta
come
reach
out
out,
and
yeah.
reach out to us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of like dumb a little bit. Like, I get where you're coming from, but you also need to
You
reach
also
out.
need
You need to
Initiate
do
it.
your share too.
They have to unlearn that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
But
lucky
they-
Rod doesn't. He
Yeah.
loves talking. So
Yeah.
he
could
doesn't mind
talk if
talking.
he-
Yeah,
yeah.
like with him and Chow, they already started bickering already by the time.
I
they
know.
got-
I saw that. And I was like, oh, there they go.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
because Chow's an extrovert, though.
Yeah, he's
Chow is-
extrovert. Yeah,
He just talk, 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 talk.
yeah, and then I think Rod also the other day. Yeah, he initiated a little talk a little bit with the brothers outside because he's like, I know they want to talk to me. It's
Yeah.
just they have nothing to talk about.
Yep.
Well, they don't really. Well, you guys, the way you guys were raised, you guys don't really socialize that much with people. That's why.
Yeah.
So.
No, we were too busy being slaves.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, maybe I should just talk to those boys that are like behind us. Those little boys that were picking the crap apple
yeah.
trees. Yeah, because they're kind of just sitting there staring, and then they
felt
kind of
really
like, they
bad.
kind of hid around. I'm like, are y'all okay?
Yeah. I did feel bad for the boys, but it's kind
Yeah.
of like
I don't know you.
Yeah. It's like,
Sorry.
we don't know you, your family, your parents, and not only that, we don't live here.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no kids that live
It's my
here
mama
anymore.
house.
Yeah, I can go to jail if I'm like, how old are you?
Yeah, for real. I'll be like, we have candy. No.
You want to join?
You can come over.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, we go to jail.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Dung dung.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
No. Anyway, so I just wanted to do a Am I the Asshole 4.0 because those are always like interesting different takes. Yeah.
I was gonna say this. I think this episode they were all assholes versus like the other episodes. A lot of them were not the assholes.
I think if Molly would agree with me, majority of them are assholes.
Majority of the time, it is
Yeah. So far
And they're
in
just-
between.
not aware that they are.
I don't know. I just randomly picked some and I was just like, oh, this seems like a interesting topic. So
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, our listeners, whether you're on YouTube, looking at us, making our facial expressions, or listening to us on the Spotify. We appreciate you guys so much. And so we're going to have more topics coming along. So we just want to say thank you for listening. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.